Now, a valedictorian is somebody who is a part of the graduating class that in many ways represents the best of that class. And at UAT, our valedictorians are nominated and selected by the professors, and they demonstrate academic excellence, they demonstrate leadership, they also contribute to the fabric of the university, and they just make it a better experience for everybody. Our 2017 valedictorian, Mr. Stephen Crane, is just such a student. To get a feel for Stephen, I have the quotes from his faculty and fellow students, and they go like this. Stephen was one of the hardest workers I've ever seen in my near 10 years of teaching. He averaged 6 classes a term, taking as many as 7 in one semester. And while that was hard enough by itself, he'd still find a way in 6 or 7 classes to put in more effort than anyone else around. He aced everything he did with flying colors. Other comments are things like, Stephen is a natural leader. Stephen takes charge of situations when it's needed. Stephen's outgoing, he's charismatic, he's easy to work with. He's a seasoned events coordinator. He's always asking for feedback on how he can do things better. Stephen doesn't require sleep like normal mortals. Stephen would take prereq classes, and just because would take the class that was following the prereq at the same time. Stephen created an entire series of tutorial videos on how to use the Fight the Dragon game editor just to help his fellow classmates. 2 of the front page, the leading top-end elements of his portfolio pieces were created during his Intro 100 level courses. And at this moment right now as he's graduated, he has shipped 2 complete games. So for all of these reasons, we're very proud to present Mr. Stephen Crane as a 2017 valedictorian of UAT. Stephen? There you go.
Hello, faculty, family, and most importantly, classmates and now colleagues. I'm not speaking to you today because of my own accomplishments, but because of ours. After all, it isn't our grades or extracurricular activities that set us apart from those who have yet to graduate. It is our drive. Each one of us have proven that we have the drive and the motivation to do what it takes. For some of us, that drive came from friends. Others, it came from professors. Well, some yet from within. But we have all made it and all stand alongside one another here today. And that is the honor in this for me. So it is at this time that I would like to say thanks to those professors and faculty that are here beside me and in the audience and those who could not make it here today. Thank you for motivating us, not to just complete an assignment and turn it in on time, not to just get by with the minimum, but to motivate us to explore, to learn, to reach higher, to push our boundaries and do something more. I thank you for pushing us to achieve more and do greater than just simply what is asked. Your everyday contribution to our studies and investment in us has impacted us more than you will ever know. But it's also left us with something to go forward into the workplace and help others with. So thank you and keep up all your hard work and doing what you do because it's important and it most importantly changes lives. To the families that stood by their sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, moms, and dads who went away to gain an education, thank you for standing by our sides and supporting us. I know that it was difficult to say goodbye to a loved one on a daily basis, once a semester, or for some of us for the duration of our education. I know the cost that comes with that, but your patience and investment of time, love, and support paved the way forward. So with our heads held high and degrees in our hand, I say thank you. To the friends that would come out in the middle of the night to explain something that they've learned and that we're still struggling with, thank you. To those who would take an evening just to sit down and watch a couple shows with us or even a movie, thank you. To those who would hunt zombies with Nerf guns and take a Nerf dart in the eye for us even, thank you. To those friends who would go to Whataburger at 3 a.m. because the fire alarm went off because somebody burnt bacon, Jen, thank you. It is because of you that we had someone by our side to traverse the storm that is our education. It is because of all of you that we were able to keep on going, and not be crushed by the weight of our own insecurities and self-doubt. So thank you for your sacrifices, and thank you for your commitment to us. For many of us, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you. So thank you. Personally, for me, I have a very few special thanks to people who dramatically impacted my experience here at UAT. First, I would like to thank a few professors. Professors like Matthew Marquette for always challenging me to do more with his bold statements and very open attitude. It was in one of his classes that he jokingly said that we should create an industry standard level, and he'll give those persons A for the rest of the course. It was that kind of challenge that I personally needed to push myself further and learn on my own. I got that A, but that A never gave me any cause to slack off from there. It set my standards high, and I was able to do more in that class than I ever thought I would do in any class. I would like to thank Professor Hugh Henry for being so involved in his students. I didn't have many classes with Hugh, but I got to know him my second week at UAT. He wanted to start up a UAT esports team to compete just like other college sports teams. I came to the first meeting with some tournament organizing experience, and from that very first day, we started working together to create the UAT Esports Club. That club is now run by Andrew Danis, a fellow graduate here today, and is flourishing just as we had hoped that very first day. I would also like to thank both Derek Clark and Craig Bellinger, a few of our program directors, for being more than just professors, teachers, and mentors, but for being people that understood exactly where we are at as students and making a tremendous effort to improve our classes so that we could get the most out of them. Derek has years of wisdom and stories that dramatically influence the decisions in my life. He's kind of like the Yoda of game development, you'd say. Craig is more the Gurgay of education. He plays the game well, but he doesn't just play the game. He embodies what education is at its finest. And finally, I would like to give thanks to all of the friends that I've made here, which are simply too many to count. Working as part of a team with you was a true joy, even though it was stressful at times. I truly hope that we will get to work together again. So what's next? Looking back, I've been through a lot during my time here at UAT. If it wasn't for all the support, I don't know where I'd be, or even if I would be here before you today. But we must remember that although this is an important milestone in all of our lives, it is a stepping stone to what comes next. What we have been through has made us stronger and more equipped for the next step. But we must also remember that we don't have to stand alone. As we face what comes next, we need to remember our bonds that we created. We are all talented, brilliant, strong individuals, so let us keep our bonds and strengthen our ties and move forward, not alone, but together. As this class is honored valedictorian, let me thank all of you here today and all of those who could not be here for what you've done. Let us forever remember this day as a major step forward in our lives that we all took together. Thank you.